So there are a million different ways to do Los Cabos. You can stay put at the resorts with those crowded pools. You can go clubbing, which is great. But if you want to see Los Cabos my way, your trip is going to include diving, marine safaris, checking out those gorgeous beaches, obviously, and even hopping in the kitchen for some local cooking classes, and of course, that occasional sunset booze cruise. So come along with my family and I as we get just a taste of what Los Cabos really has to offer. So let's dive in. All right, so first things first, we're gonna get into scuba diving. One of my favorite hobbies. I went with Manta scuba diving, but Monik was my dive instructor. And so she was also my guide for the marine safari. So I'm going to introduce you to her after the diving portion of this video. And so the first site that we went to is Pelican Rock. And Pelican Rock is the start of the connection between the Sea of Cortez and the Pacific Ocean, which is really cool. It's these huge vertical walls you'll see in the second dive. This is the first dive, and honestly, visibility wasn't too great. Saw some pufferfish, different schools, starfish, but other than that, not too much. I also think it's important to note for anybody whose first time it is to be diving in the Pacific Ocean, say you normally dive in the Caribbean, Pacific, way more salty, which means you're going to be way more buoyant, way more floaty, so you're going to need some added weight for these dives. And Monique was the best. She was always checking on me, pointing out things that I might be missing. That's why I like going with someone that's experienced with the area, just because they can find things and point things out that like I wouldn't even know that I could or should be looking for. Now then, obviously after our first dive, we took a break, had some snacks before going in for the second one. The second one was my favorite, definitely, of the two. Tons of pufferfish. I saw like schools. I've never seen this many like in one place before. And then my favorite part was this octopus that you're gonna see right now. But great dive. And without further ado, I would love to introduce you to Monique and learn a little bit about her and the region of Cabo itself.
My name is Monique. I'm from Brazil, from São Paulo, and I arrived in Baja since 5 years ago. So the places to go diving here are amazing. Jack Cousteau came to this place and he called it the Aquarium of the world. That's why I love this place, because you can see the whole biodiversity here. We can see whales, we can see dolphins, we see sharks, we see rays, manta rays, mobulas, all the biodiversity in the marine life. They're all around here, and plus this place is magic because we have the Pacific Ocean and the Cortez Ocean, and they meet, so we have two seas. So I feel rich here because I have two oceans to go diving and also to explore and, you know, do some safari tours, snorkeling, and go around. So this place is amazing. It's really magic. The peninsula is just beautiful. It's full of nature. The dive community here is one of the best that I ever saw in my life. I've been to 34 countries now, and the community here is really the best. I really love what I do because I work with people. I love working with people, and I love the nature. So this interaction, people, you know, with animals, with nature, for me is like magic. You cannot explain the vibe, the energy that we can exchange, and once we connect to each other, it gives me a lot of energy, you know. And for me, it's not about the money, it's about the smile that my clients have at the end of the experience, and it's like the memories that we can create. And I live this emotion with them every day like it's my first time again, because I never get tired of it. I really love what I do, and I'm not sure until when I'm gonna keep doing, but I'm really happy, and I feel very grateful for this job, this life, this lifestyle, and everything that this universe can give us to us. So, vem com a Nick!
All right, now let's get into my absolute favorite part of this trip, the marine safari. I'd never done one before, but one of my bucket list items was to see the big Mobula Ray migrations in Los Cabos. And typically this occurs between April and July, and we were there in June at this time, so in the peak of the season. And luckily when I met Monik, I brought it up with her, and she's like, oh my gosh, that's something I could do. We can get a boat, let's go. We can do it tomorrow morning. So this is the day after the dive. And you can see I brought my mom, and I thought she might be interested. She's like, no, I'll just watch you. It's fine. So we paid for her to come on the boat and just spend the day with us. And she had a good time. She was a good sport. So essentially the way that this works is we're sitting on the edge of the boat for however long it takes, trying to find these schools. And when you see them from above, it just looks like this huge mass. And it's hundreds to thousands of these rays all swimming in a cluster. The captain will stop the ship. He's like, ready, 3, 2, 1, and then we go. And you swim as fast as you can, try and keep up with them. They go super fast. They're turning, sharp turns. And that's pretty much how it went. We only got to see, it was the same school, but we got to see 2 times where we jumped in and would go. Also saw this giant school of yellowfish. I couldn't really tell what type. Incredible experience. The water was freezing, definitely wear a wetsuit. My first few rounds, I had just such a rush of adrenaline that I wasn't really feeling the cold until after, and I was so cold, and luckily Monique had an extra wetsuit and she let me borrow. All right, so the next thing that you can do is a cooking class. We went with Cook in Cabo. I'll put the link below in the description. And Issy was our head chef, our teacher, our instructor, showing us how to make chicken mole. And then we also made pico de gallo. But we did something a little different. We went to the market to pick up all of our fresh ingredients, which I thought was really cool. And of course, we also learned to make margaritas, which that's Juliana's specialty. So she didn't really learn anything at that point. But yeah, just check out these clips. It was a great time. We met a ton of different people.
As they were sitting in those counters, you don't know if there was a little bit of dirt or how do you say, debris or something that they might be on them. So we washed them and we rinsed them off. Just for safe, healthy purposes. From the island of Ceylon or Sri Lanka, originally. We're gonna be adding pecans.
Zacarías.
We're gonna be adding sesame. Because you're a natural.
We would do tortillas. Try to figure out a way to do it. So we put them in Ziploc bags.
That's so much easier than by hand.
Yeah. And the kids would have to mash it. Yeah. So we put it, and then they come up to us and we put it on the ground. And then we What grade did you teach? 6th grade. I was at Cedar Park. I taught social studies language.
And last but not least, we have the Sunset Booze Cruise that included dinner. It was fun, definitely one of the more touristy things that we did on this trip. But here are just a few clips, and then we'll wrap things up. And if you did happen to make it to the end of this video, I would just like to give you a big thank you, and let's go see the world. I'll see you in the next one.